UFC 322 JDM versus Makachev just wrapped up, and today I'm going to talk about the next big fights that should happen for each of the fighters that fought on this card. And let's get into it. Please like and subscribe, and let's get into it. First off, Benoit Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis, incredible win against Beneil Dariush. Knocked Beneil Dariush out in 16 seconds. Very good KO. Very good for Benoit Saint Denis. We thought he had a bit of a. He was going down quite a bit after the Dustin Poirier loss. Then he lost to Moicano. We thought we wouldn't get the same Benoit Saint Denis again. He was just a fraud. A lot of people thought Benoit Saint Denis was just a fraud after, but he's coming back. 3 finishes in a row. Knocks up Beneil Dariush in 16 seconds. And I think for Benoit Saint Denis right now, let's do him versus Mateusz Gamrot. I think that makes sense. This makes most sense in the lightweight division because, circumstance-wise, Charles Oliveira is probably going to fight Max Holloway next. Dan Hooker's fighting Arman Sarukian. Ilia Toporia's either going to defend against Paddy Pimblett or Justin Gaethje. And, Benoit Saint Denis, he's been having a good run so far, but he just beat Beneil Dariush. I don't think he should be jumped all the way. He shouldn't be jumped too high. So, and Mateusz Gamrot, he's coming off a loss against Charles Oliveira on short notice. Didn't really take much damage in that fight. And I think he's like number 7, number 8 in the division. I think this makes perfect sense. This would be a great fight to make in the UFC lightweight division. And yeah, let's do Benoit Saint Denis versus Mateusz Gamrot next. I think it'd be a banger for the lightweight division. Now, like I just said, Beneil Dariush just got KO'd by Benoit Saint Denis in 16 seconds. Yeah, Beneil Dariush, you know what? He can't take powerful strikers anymore. He just can't take powerful shots. We saw what Arman Sarukian did to him. We saw what Charles Oliveira did to him. We just saw what Benoit Saint Denis did to him. Renato Moicano dropped in his last fight. Beneil Dariush's chin is just glass. If you're a striker with pretty good power, you're gonna KO him. And I think Beneil Dariush should be fighting Grant Dawson next because, a lot of people would say, oh yeah, give Mauricio Huffy versus Beneil Dariush makes total sense. No, don't give Beneil Dariush Mauricio Huffy. He'd get KO'd. Do him versus Grant Dawson. I think Grant Dawson, Grant Dawson's been going on a good run so far, but, he isn't the most most exciting, most pleasing fighter the most. I like Grant Dawson. And I think he deserves a jump up in the rankings. I think Beneil Dariush is a good fight for him to have, and it's not like, because here's the thing. If you're giving Mauricio Huffy Beneil Dariush, sorry, I was going to say Benoit Saint Denis. If you're giving him Beneil Dariush, he's just going to, I think, make easy work of him and KO him in round 1. Grant Dawson and Beneil Dariush would be a good fight to make for Dariush as well. Grant Dawson isn't known for his KO power. He isn't known for having really, strong, powerful hands that will knock everyone out. And I think this would be a good fight for Beneil Dariush coming off a loss. Grappler versus grappler. I think this would be a good style fight for Beneil Dariush. And yeah, I think this one should be made next. Perfect. It just makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Perfect jump up for Grant Dawson. And yeah, good comeback fight for Beneil Dariush once he heals up. Got KO'd. I wouldn't say too bad, but his lights were out, and yeah, he got KO'd in 16 seconds. And I think, you know what, Grant Dawson might be the best matchup for him to come back to. And yeah, this fight needs to happen. This is probably, I think, one of the most exciting matchups you can make in the welterweight division right now, and that is Carlos Prates and Michael Morales. This fight, my God, Michael Morales TKO Sean Brady in round 1. Carlos Prates flatline KOs Leon Edwards in round 2. We need this fight to happen. Prates just became. I think Prates is going to be number 4 ranked on Tuesday. Michael Morales will be number 2 ranked. Both of them, I think, are not yet deserving of a title shot yet. I think this should be a good title fight eliminator because both of them, they've done some good work in the division. I think they just need one more for a title shot, and this is perfect. Make this a fight night main event. Prates versus Morales. It would be big. This and this is these are two of the best knockout artists in the welterweight division. These guys have been going and TKOing almost everyone in their path. And yeah, I think this should be the next fight. I think it's one of the most exciting fights you can make in the division right now, and it has to happen. Prates versus Morales would be one of the most interesting matchups to happen in the UFC welterweight division. Make it a title eliminator, fight night main event, And yeah, it would be fireworks. I'm telling you, this fight would be amazing. And a lot of people, everyone wants this too. I'm pretty sure a lot of the fans want this fight to happen too. And yeah, I think it's one of the most interesting matchups to make in the UFC welterweight division. Two of the best strikers in the division going at it. And they just been bulldozing through everyone. And I think this would be, I think this is probably like future matchups is probably like top 5 like most exciting future matchups that can happen for me, because Michael Morales, Carlos Prates, they're really good strikers, some of the best in the UFC welterweight division. Like, they're two of the best, and yeah, this would be a great fight to make. Michael Morales, Carlos Prates, please make this happen next. This has to happen. And then winner gets the title shot. Now, Leon Edwards got flatline KO'd by Carlos Prates. It's sad what happened. It's happening to Leon Edwards just a couple of years ago. He was literally on top of the world. Headshot dead, KO'd Kamaru Usman, the head kick, defended it against him, then defended against Colby Covington. He was on a good run, man, and it's sad to see what's happening to Leon Edwards now. I was a big fan of Leon Edwards. It was sad seeing him lose to Bilal Muhammad, then lose to Sean Brady by submission, and then Prates just KOing him. He did good in the beginning of the Prates fight. I have to admit, he took down Prates twice. That's not easy to do. And didn't take him much attempts either to take him down. Edwards was looking good, hitting some good shots on Prates too. Won the first round till that he got flatline KO'd. Sad seeing that, man. But I don't think Leon Edwards Leon Edwards won't go down too far in the rankings. I don't think he's not going to be pushed all the way to like Colby Covington and Gilbert Burns. That I would say I was gonna say do him versus Gilbert Burns, but Gilbert Burns, I realize he's just too far down in the rankings. I don't think Leon Edwards is gonna go all the way down there because he is losing to really good competition, people who are like at the top and have big hype around them. So I don't think that Leon Edwards is gonna go down that low. So yeah, make him come when he comes back and he's healthy. Do him versus Joaquin Buckley. I think this makes perfect sense. Joaquin Buckley was on a good run till he lost to Kamaru Usman, which is not a bad loss at all. So Joaquin Buckley should be still relevant in these big fights. And I think, yeah, there's really no other English fighters you can really use for like a fight night main event now, because they're going to use Paddy for pay-per-views. They're going to use Tom Aspinall for pay-per-view main events. They're not going to be in fight nights anymore. I suggest do Joaquin Buckley, Leon Edwards in a UFC fight night for England, the O2. I think that makes perfect sense. And because I don't think Leon Edwards should be like, I don't think Leon Edwards is totally like his hype in his fan base is totally gone. I don't think he has. I don't think his hype is totally dead. And I think Leon Edwards still has a bunch of fans behind him. I'm still a fan of Leon Edwards, and I think this would be a perfect fight to make. And Joaquin Buckley, I still think, still deserves a good jump up in competition. I think Leon Edwards is a good fight for him, and this should be the next. This should be a fight night in the UK. Joaquin Buckley versus Leon Edwards, and Leon Edwards is healed, and I think it just makes perfect sense. There it is. Yeah, Joaquin Buckley, Leon Edwards. Please make that happen next. Now, people are probably like, "Oh, we need to see Kamaru Usman fight Islam Makhachev next." I don't think Kamaru Usman deserves the UFC welterweight title shot next. He literally lost to Leon Edwards twice. Didn't fight for months after that. Took the short notice fight out with Chimaev. Then didn't fight for like a year and a half. Kamaru Usman didn't fight for a year and a half. Then he beat Joaquin Buckley. But I don't think just beating Joaquin Buckley, the way he did it though, people were saying Usman was going to be washed and Buckley was going to beat him. I thought Joaquin Buckley was probably going to beat him too. I remember I chose Joaquin Buckley to beat Usman. But Usman shocked me, man. He looked very good in that fight. Just like dominated Joaquin Buckley with 5 rounds. And yeah, but I still don't think a Joaquin Buckley fight, even how inactive Usman has been, should get him a title shot. And I think the fight for him to make is against Sean Brady. This fight needs to happen. Sean Brady and Kamaru Usman. Sean Brady, just like I said, lost to Michael Morales earlier by TKO in round 1. But Sean Brady, he's still in the top. He's still gonna be in the top 5. I'm pretty sure, or maybe just out of it. I don't know actually. Where is he gonna be? We'll see on Tuesday. But he's still gonna be in the top of the division, and he's coming off wins against Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards, and then Sean Brady's still still gonna be in the top of the division. Just one loss to Michael Morales, which is not a shame because we know Michael Morales how good he is, and I don't think Kamaru Usman. I think Kamaru Usman needs at least one more fight. one more fight, one or two more to get a title shot, because there's just so much contenders now that deserve it more than him. We got Protez Morales now. We got Shavkat. I think that is way ahead of Usman for a title shot. And I think Usman still needs a couple more wins. And I think him versus Sean Brady would be a good fight to make. This fight makes total sense. Usman versus Sean Brady. And honestly, it's a good matchup for both. It's a really good matchup for both. It'd be a good grappling fight. Honestly, I could see Kamaru Usman maybe KOing Sean Brady. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Here's the thing with this. I don't think Sean Brady really if Sean Brady can't take you down, then he's gonna, if you're a good striker, if you're a decent striker or a good striker, and Sean Brady can't take you down, you're gonna TKO him. And honestly, that is the biggest problem, because people were like, Michael Morales was the underdog going into that fight, and I was kind of shocked. I was like, damn, how was Morales the underdog? I had Morales winning because I saw Bilal Muhammad was piecing up and TKO'd Sean Brady. I'm like, oh, Morales is probably gonna stuff his takedowns and piece him. I thought he was gonna get him in the later rounds, but he ended up TKOing him in round one. But yeah, this is going to be a good fight as long as maybe Kamaru Usman stays on the feet. I think he'll TKO or KO Sean Brady. But if it goes to the ground, I think this would be a very good competitive grappling match, and it'd be a very good fight to make at the top of the welterweight division. And I think it's just a good fight to make. Um, you know, I think it's just a good fight to make for the top of the division. And yeah, JDM versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. This fight has to happen, okay? Because first off, people are like, oh yeah, Shavkat Rakhmonov. Same thing with Usman. People are like, oh yeah, Shavkat Rakhmonov deserves the next title shot. And yes, if he didn't take, I don't know. Okay, I'm being honest with you. I haven't been looking into what's been going on with Shavkat Rakhmonov recently. I don't know why he's been so inactive. Apparently, it was because of an injury. But if he let's say when he beat Ian Gary, right? He was definitely next in line. I'm not even complaining that Shavkat's next in line. He beat Ian Gary on short notice. It was a number one contenders fight. But I think, and yeah, something happened with him, which they made JDM step in to fight with Bilal, and that's how JDM won the belt. He took the Bilal fight on short notice. It was Shavkat and Bilal was not official. It was going to be, but then I'm pretty sure Shavkat, something happened. He was injured or something, so it couldn't happen. But before that, before the whole JDM Bilal thing, after JDM beat Gilbert Burns, he wanted that Shavkat Rakhmonov fight. And you know what? I think this is a great fight to make. He just lost to Islam Makhachev, JDM. Shavkat Rakhmonov's not been Shavkat Rakhmonov, I think, still needs at least one more win. At the time, yes, he deserves a shot, but he's been so inactive. More contenders are coming in. And yeah, I think he still needs one more win. And I think the JDM win would solidify him for a title shot. Would solidify him. I think he should fight JDM. JDM's been wanting this fight against Shavkat Rakhmonov. He called him out a while ago, and yeah, because here's the thing. Shavkat at the time, his resume was looking good for a title shot. He was coming off wins against Stephen Thompson. He was coming off wins against Jeff Neal. Then he beat Ian Gary on short notice. And yeah, his resume looked really good for a title shot. But now, those wins are not aging pretty well. He's been so inactive, except for the Ian Gary one, but he's been so inactive. And yeah, he just needs one more fight. And I think the Jack Della Maddalena fight would just make perfect sense. JDM is going to be number one ranked on Tuesday, since he lost the belt. And yeah, make this another title eliminator fight, JDM and Shavkat, and that should be the next one. Has to be, because I don't think Shavkat should just be fed a title shot after being so inactive. And I don't really know what's happening with Shavkat. I really don't. I just don't know really what's happening with him. But he's been so inactive, and we shouldn't just give him a title. Even though him and Islam Makhachev would be, I think, a really exciting fight. It would be a really interesting fight to see. He still needs one more fight, and I think him versus JDM should be the next matchup to make. And yeah. Now, Islam Makhachev just beat JDM to win the belts, to win his second belt at welterweight, and he should fight the winner of Ian Gary and Bilal Muhammad. And here, this is the weird thing, though. Okay, I don't think Ilia Topuria should be fighting Islam Makhachev now. That is completely out the window, because that will completely ruin the welterweight division, in my opinion. It will just leave a hole. It will just it will just ruin the welterweight division in my opinion. Just like absolutely like put it in a pickle and like a big logjam. I don't so the Ilya fight should not happen. We shouldn't hold these top contenders uh away from a title shot because Ilya wants to move up. He hasn't even defended the lightweight title once. And yeah, if Islam Makhachev just beat Jack Della Maddalena and Ian Gary and Bilal Muhammad are fighting next weekend. I got Ian Gary winning that fight, so I most likely think it's gonna be Ian Gary versus Islam Makhachev next. But here's the thing: even if Bilal Muhammad beats Ian Gary, the whole reason why Islam Makhachev moved up to welterweight in the first place because JDM beat Bilal Muhammad. He doesn't want to fight Bilal Muhammad. So I'm kind of like wondering, like, how does this make sense then? How will Islam Makhachev deal with the situation if Bilal Muhammad, let's just say, wins the fight? That's okay. Here, that's the thing. That's when they might do the Ilia Topuria fight. If Bilal Muhammad beats Ian Gary, that's when they're probably going to do the Ilia Topuria fight. Because Bilal and Islam said they don't want to fight each other. That's the whole reason why Islam didn't. That's the only reason why Islam moved up because Bilal Muhammad lost. And I think if Bilal Muhammad beats Ian Gary, that's when they're going to do the Ilia Topuria fight. And that's like, because what else are they going to do? Or they might give this shot to Kamaru Usman. It's one of those two. If Bilal Muhammad wins, Kamaru Usman will either get the title shot or Ilia Topuria will. And yeah, but I don't think Bilal Muhammad's going to beat Ian Gary. I think Ian Gary's going to outstrike him for 3 rounds. I think he's gonna be able to defend takedowns well. He's gonna be like Bilal. I don't think we'll be able to control him that well. Ian Gary's just gonna, I think, just piece him up on the feet, school him for 3 rounds on the feet. I don't think Bilal Muhammad's gonna beat him at all. I honestly think Ian Gary's got that one in the bag. But yeah, if Ian Gary wins this fight, if Bilal Muhammad wins this fight, it's probably gonna be Topuria or Kamaru Usman next for the title shot because they don't want to fight each other, and it's gonna be a weird situation. But yeah, if Ian Gary beats Bilal Muhammad, he's definitely next for the UFC title. And yeah, well, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.